Then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet.
Oh, gosh. That was at least... This is just beautiful. This is a video of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is interviewing with this BBC reporter who, again, has fallen into this cliched trap of, the Twitter's turned right-wing and therefore is full of hate speech and disinformation. You would think at his fingertips, he would have examples of this. Supposed to be a journalist, right? You're making a big, bold assertion that you found nasty hate speech on a platform. Just come up with one example. It really shouldn't be that hard. Yet it was. Watch yourself.
Just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm
just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content, and I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't need. Honestly, I don't.
You can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore. Because I just don't particularly like it.
But you said
a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second. You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying...
Then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet.
Oh, gosh. That was at least...
We'll give her two.
Maybe give him a little sideways profile shot. What do you think?
Oh, man.
What do y'all think in the chat? Does Muttley look better in the profile shot? Let us know. What do you think? He cuts quite a silhouette, Muttley, doesn't he? Right? Sideways? Do you think he's more impressive sideways or forward? Well, I don't even know who said this is. What do you think? What do we think? Anyone? Yeah.
Forward. Yeah.
You forward. All right.
Yeah.
I would think you're right. That was whoa! I just almost crushed the live stream. I hit Key's computer over there. If we're still online, thank you, folks. You think he'd have one example, just one? If you're gonna cite hate speech, now see, this isn't a problem for me as a Republican on the platform, a conservative on the platform of Twitter, because hate speech is a nonsensical term. I'm not going to go on there. Oh, hate speech, hate speech. This is the left trying to define the debate. Now, people on Twitter calling us Nazis and fascists, which happens all the time. They've got the Occupy Democrats feed full of hate-filled stuff. I don't want them banned. So I'm not going to call it hate speech even though it's hate-filled. If you're going to use it as a vehicle to ban someone I disagree with, because I'm not a hypocrite and I actually value free speech. You got to understand, man, this is what makes us categorically different than these idiots. This guy in the media is obviously some socialist activist, whether he knows it or not. He does not want other ideas out there that challenges his hegemonic view of the world. So he's going to put whatever gory, ugly label he can on it to make it appear ugly and nasty so that you'll support his efforts to get rid of it. The problem is he can't even cite a single example. The greatest irony of all is that guys like this are protected via our Constitution and the First Amendment to put out their own form of hate-filled speech, even though I'm not going to call it hate speech. Here's another commentator. I had him on yesterday, David Sachs, nailing it again. How this is all a pretext. This hate speech label and disinformation stuff are just fancy focus group tested labels to get you on the censorship train. That is all this is. This is nothing more. Nobody on the left, nobody is trying to stop either disinformation or hate speech. No one. I want to be absolutely clear on that. Here, listen to Sachs. This is good.
What the left has wanted to do ever since Elon took over
Twitter is to say that this is all about allowing more hate on the platform. And that's never been the motivation, I think, for those of us who really care about free speech, right? Even, this is true, I think, for Glenn. What is our main concern about censorship? It is political suppression. It's about narrative control. It's not like we want more hate on the platform. It's just that we want a level playing field. We don't want the thought police at Twitter putting their thumb on the scale of American democracy and deciding who has a voice and who doesn't. That's what this is really about. And I think that the people who believe in censorship want to make you think that this is about allowing more hate, and it's not.
It's not. It's a big scam. That was a clip from the Dan Bongino Show. You can watch the full show. We recommend you do on Rumble. Go to rumble.com/Bongino, please, and subscribe for free. We appreciate it.